What is up everyone, it is Speed here, and today we are following BRAX, one of the best Valorant players in the world. He's playing Cypher on attack on the map Bind, and really what I like about this gameplay we're about to see here today is really how he uses his camera and cages specifically on attack. I think the best part of Cypher's kit on attack is actually his cages, and really we're going to see some great usage of it to actually protect himself, use the camera effectively, and essentially swing this 0-2 start into an 8-4 half. So getting into the first clip here, we're going to see them pushing Bath. They tried pushing B 2 rounds in a row, so they decided to switch it up. You're going to notice the first thing he does is he obviously checks every angle. This is kind of just Valorant 101, pretty basic stuff. Whenever you're peeking an area, make sure you check every close corner before pushing in. One thing I'd like to mention about his gameplay is that he's always moving. I actually think it's very hard to aim in Valorant if you're standing still. Maybe it's just my personal preference, but it's something I noticed within BRAX's gameplay as well. And there's a lot of players that think wide swinging in Valorant is very powerful. It's pretty insane. And because of that, I just wanted to put it on the table. Moving on from there, his team decides to smoke through, and I really like the fact that he actually shoots through the smokes. I think this is something that people are afraid to do, but you have a lot of ammo in Valorant, and I think you rarely run out. Moving on from there, we're actually going to see his team push through, and I like the fact that he doesn't overcommit. He doesn't stand here, and because of that, the breach on the enemy team pushes through the smoke. Obviously, he probably checked Bath, but didn't get caught out. Following that, we're going to see a really nice camera spot. So this is something you can do anytime you push Bath on the map Bind. Basically, you put the camera up here, you throw down a Cypher cage in front of yourself, and now you can peek Heaven, CT, and some of U-Haul. And that's really convenient because he scouts someone on top of Heaven, and with this fantastic ice wall, literally this is an insane ice wall, he's able to get a headshot onto the Cypher across, come around, and finish the sage as well. Obviously a great swing. I like the fact that he doesn't stay in the corner there. I think a lot of players get caught up in corners, and every single time I watch these pros, they're always swinging. And really, I wanted to make that the main emphasis of this round. Besides obviously the great camera and Cypher cage, I think his swings and swinging in general in Valorant is something anyone should really be considering. Getting into the following round, we're going to see a lot of the same concepts come into play, and I really want to drill them home. On top of that, I really like this other camera spot he uses. The enemy team, obviously, after losing to a Bath push to last round, is going to put a lot more of a focus on it to make sure the same thing doesn't happen. And because of that, he places a much more conservative camera against the left wall here to scout the right corner and obviously Heaven. Following that, he makes a really good peek with the Sage here. This is something that you're going to see, or if you're a CSGO player, you know this is a very common thing you're going to see. But basically, they double peek. At the same time as Sage goes out, obviously right has been covered by the camera, and he peeks, creating a really good situation where if anyone goes against them, right, challenges them, they're basically going to win the fight. One thing I really want to note here is actually how he plants the bomb. So I'm going to slow it down so you guys really can see it, but pay attention to where he plants the bomb here. Looking at this picture right now, where do most people plant the bomb, right? Where do most people plant the bomb? In this corner. But this corner is garbage. It's garbage. Do not walk into this corner. Do not go into this crevice. It's terrible for a couple of reasons. The person on Heaven can easily spray through and shoot you. Literally someone from CT can do the same exact thing, and you're not giving A long line of sight, right? They can't guard the bomb from A long, so he actually goes against the surface, so now he can't get wall banged from Heaven or CT, and the people on the backside from Bath can easily protect it as well as A long. It's just a far better spot to plant, and you really should make that adjustment. Following that, he once again uses the Cypher cage, and we're going to see another long swing, right? This is just something that he does over and over again. So yeah, here's someone coming in Bath, swings long, right? He doesn't peek the corner. A lot of people, they try to directly peek the corner. It's pretty trash for the most part, and it's going to end up in you getting headshot. So if you're consistently getting headshot in Valorant, you don't know why, that's probably the main reason. Alright, now let's get into the other side of the map Bind. We're going to be pushing the B bomb this time, and what's important to note is how he uses his smoke and the specific movement that he makes later into the round that I personally think is free cash. It gets you kills basically every single time, especially if it's your average matchmaking pub, it's free kills. So getting into the bomb here, we're going to see him lead with his Cypher traps, one on the right, one on the left, and now all his breach has to do is cover the middle as he pushes through, and this is a pretty safe thing. Now, the enemy team expected them to go A. They actually all in on A, and because of this, right, so BRAX understands that going long here, right, swinging around on B is an optimal play. And guys, if you can get into this little office space in the back of B, I swear, being able to swing it, right, when people have to rotate through the back of A, right, through CT to BCT, it's just free kills. And now, of course, this was a top tier game during the ESPN tourney, so naturally someone's gonna check it, and that's exactly what happens. The breach actually does look for a flash on it, and BRAX gets out of the way, but at the end of the day, the enemy team decides that, okay, you know, surely if we flashed it, no one peeked for a while, it's safe, right? but BRAX has patience. His teammate makes a call out, saying that the Brimstone and the Phoenix are around the corner. BRAX once again swings and gets a double kill. You're going to see some incredible accuracy, fantastic spray control, and he's able to win the round. So keep that in mind, guys. If you can make that peek and get to that area on B, I think it's one of the strongest vantage points in all of Valorant. And now, getting into the last and final example that I'll be going over within this VOD analysis, we're going to once again be pushing Bath. So the enemy team, I think this round, thought that, at least assumed, that they would primarily be pushing B, so they sent 3 people there. Now this doesn't end up being the case, and I really want to put out a very important distinction. His Sage in Bath just got picked off. What does that mean to the enemy team? It means that Bath is probably no longer a threat. That might sound weird, but really think about it. If you kill a person in an area and they were seemingly alone or they didn't instantly get backup, right, like you would usually expect, you would generally guess that, okay, the area is safe. Now, BRAX takes advantage of this, the fact that he kind of took a really long approach, just comes through here, right? It was completely left alone by the Breach who was originally holding it, and he gets a free kill. So this is something to keep in mind. If you actually slow push, that's what I'm going to call it, a slow push, you could get a lot of value. The next thing I want to talk about is pushing through smokes. I think it's a high risk, high reward play that a lot more people should be making. I mean, especially in solo queue when ranked comes out next week, it's going to be very important in my opinion to take the risky plays from time to time just to carry your team, right? Carry that round here and there, especially considering the fact that I'm sure a lot of us aren't all gods at gunplay like BRAX is. I mean, my man just one taps heads left and right. But in this clip here, you're going to see him going through the smoke and uses his Cypher cage, even though he gets stunned. Because he uses 2 Cypher cages to get through here, he's able to push into U-Haul and get a fantastic flank. Now, the Breach on the other side assumed he had flashed him, right? Well, the Breach is dead now, but he assumed it was flashed. So obviously, the communication behind his team here is that no one's there. He wraps around, flanks the Brimstone, and now there's only 2 people left. Really good camera to check Heaven and CT, right? Really patient. His Phoenix gets a pick onto the Sage. He is very patient, uses a trap to protect himself, really cutting off the angle from CT into U-Haul. And that's going to be all, folks. I really hope you guys learned about playing Cypher on attack. I know this wasn't too Cypher specific, but I really wanted to make it more about the map bind and how to attack on it. If you guys want to see like team play guides in the future, such as videos where I discuss like the overall strategies of an entire team rather than just of individual players, let me know in the comment section down below and like the video, and I'll most likely look into getting into that because it's something that I'm fascinated with. I think a lot of players are actually not playing too well right now. And I'm not saying that out of ego, I'm just saying that the game is very new, and I think there's so much to talk about and think about, and really just to try to digest from what all these pros are thinking. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.